Number 9, one myth about exercise is that if a woman lifts weights, she will develop muscles as large as a man's. Without extra male hormones, however, a woman cannot increase her muscle bulk as much as a man's. Another misconception about exercise is that it increases the appetite. Actually, regular exercise stabilizes the blood sugar level, which prevents hunger pains. Some people also think that a few minutes of exercise a day or one session is enough, that at least 3 solid workouts a week are needed for muscle and cardiovascular health. The main idea of this paragraph is, let's ask ourselves first, what is the topic of this passage? What are they talking about? So we know that they're for sure talking about exercise, but what are they saying about exercise? In the very first sentence, they say myth. Later on, they say misconception. It says some people think this, but, which shows the opposite. So they're saying that a lot of people believe things that are wrong about exercise. So if we look at all of our options, one of these does not say exercise at all. Remember, our topic has to be in the main idea, otherwise it's not the main idea. So which one can we eliminate? We can eliminate C. So C doesn't have the word exercise in it, which makes it easier because now at least we only have 3 options instead of 4. So we have A, regular exercise stabilizes your blood sugar level. B, exercise is the best thing you can do for yourself. Or D, there are many myths about exercise. Well, we said they use the word myth, misconception, and people think this, but here's the opposite of that. So is this whole paragraph, remember your main idea is to cover everything, is this whole paragraph about exercise stabilizing your blood sugar level? No, that was just one detail, one supporting detail. It's very specific, so it has to be a supporting detail. B, exercise is the best thing you can do for yourself. Now, we do know that exercise is great and all, and it does say you should do it at least 3 times a week in here, but it does not make the claim that it is the best thing that you can do for yourself. And it doesn't actually say that or imply that. What it actually implies is there are a lot of things that aren't true that people believe about exercise. So actually the best answer then would be D, because myth is something that you cannot believe it's not true. And then our last one, 10. We're often told, he who hesitates is lost, but we're also warned to look before you leap. Most of us have heard the saying, out of sight, out of mind, but then we hear, absence makes the heart grow fonder. Everyone talks about love at first sight, but then someone reminds us, marry in haste, repent at leisure. It's all very confusing. What is the main idea? So again, I'm going to talk to myself in my mind about what do I think is this about? What's the topic? And I always see this, but that. We're often told this, but then this happens. We think this, but then we hear this. Everyone talks about this, but then someone else says this. So it seems like there are a lot of opposites happening here. This, but this, 3 separate times. So you know that if things are opposite, that makes it contradictory. And then it also says we're often told, we hear, people talk, someone reminds us. So talk about things that people say and how they're opposite. So before I looked at my options, I wanted to get that in my mind so I could make sure that it included that in the main idea. It has to incorporate everything from the paragraph. A, people should say what they mean. B, figurative language is not for the faint of heart. C, there are many sayings in our culture that contradict one another. And D, it's okay to marry quickly if you experience love at first sight. So we already said that this talks about people talking or saying something, and also says they're opposites. So only one of these actually incorporates the entire topic in there. So though we see look before you leap and out of sight, out of mind, love at first sight, these are common sayings. You know, they would be types of figurative language. However, it doesn't actually mention figurative language to let you know that's what's happening here. So that cannot be your option. The last one says it's okay to marry quickly if you experience love at first sight. That was a supporting detail. It was an example that was given in the reading passage that they tried to make sound like a main idea. So that one cannot be correct. And then we are left with A and C. So which one encompasses everything? People should say what they mean, or there are many sayings in our culture that contradict one another. Which one is best? The best answer is C.